This is 2 Minutes Together, a ministry of Central Lutheran Church, Eugene, Oregon. I'm Pastor Ben. This week in our gospel lesson, we have the passage that's famous when Jesus calls his disciples and says, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of people." And it's a very famous passage. There's a lot of things going on. But I'd like to focus on one little piece that often is forgotten of how that starts, especially in the Gospel of Luke chapter 5, where they're fishing and they're not catching anything. And so then Jesus calls out to them and says, "Go out in the deep water where you don't catch fish at this time of day. Throw your nets in, and then you'll catch fish." And of course, they don't think it's going to work, and they haul in more fish than they could have imagined. Countless fish, it says. And so I'd like to focus on that little piece, because I think sometimes we think of that little piece as just Jesus showing that he's really Messiah because he can do a miracle. And that might be true, but I think it's also a lesson there. Who's catching those fish? Well, the people are catching the fish. They're throwing the nets in. But Jesus gave them instruction that they could catch fish in a way that they were not intending to fish, and in a way that they didn't think was going to work, and yet they catch them anyway. Well, what if that's a teaching moment for you becoming fishers of people? How many of you have had that experience here at Central Lutheran or in whatever church community you're part of, or other churches you've been part of, where the things that really worked and grew were total surprises? It was it was an unintentional plan, and yet it grew, and yet it worked. And I wonder if there's something about that. They didn't think this was going to work. Well, I wonder if there's something even more. Who was really doing the fishing? Jesus gave them a direction to do something they would not have done. Yes, they were the ones doing the means, but the fish coming in, that was Jesus' work. Is that something about what we're saying in our church, in our lives? The work that is done is Jesus' work, and we are the hands and feet. And so we could trust that the work we do in our churches, we're not going to know how it happens or where it goes. But instead, Jesus knows, because it is Jesus' work. This has been 2 Minutes Together. I'm Pastor Ben.